Alright, here's a 1390 game that I had on Malinovka. One of the few times I ever get Malinovka when I play World of Tanks. Only play heavies and stuff, but for some reason, I got it when I'm playing a light tank. It's always nice. Just let our team know that I'm spotting a middle. One bush in particular that's really good on this side of the map. It's not over-aggressive, but it's far forward enough where you can get some good lights. I'm going to put the whole replay in 2 times because it's a passive scouting game, not really anything new or interesting here. Just kind of interesting to see only how much spotting I end up getting. So this is the bush I'm talking about, and if I pull it back, you can kind of see that it's close enough that I'm spotting the people that are actually base camping, and I'm teeing up like all of my targets. Um, Fighter and Dan are over there. Fighter right now, and Dan is falling back because he's in a Type 4 Heavy. And I got some good base support from a Yag Tiger, Stock Tiger 2, Prototype, Borsig, D30. Good support. So far, I've probably picked up around 2k assistance, and I'm getting some on the Conqueror right now. Dan and Fighter are going to be putting in some really good shots. Dan's actually moving up in his Type 4, because camping in that thing's not very valid. So what's nice about this spot is I didn't like the E5, but I can if he's farther forward. And one thing I wanted to mention is this blue circle here is not correct. I have optics on this tank, so it should actually be the same and then some as this yellow line, and replays don't pick up that change. So I am running optics. I do have full view range and then some. I am spotting all these targets. Now the E5 moves up, and I did get a light on him. Got a light on the T10. I'm going to tee him up. And you can't fire when you're in a bush, and you got to make sure that the middle of your side, on each side, the gun mantle, the top of your turret, the back of your tank right in the middle, and the front of your tank are behind the bush, because those are the points on your tank that can be spotted by enemy tanks. Wargaming put up a pretty interesting and useful video for once about like 3 years ago on the very basic mechanics of spotting, and it was extremely helpful actually. That's kind of how I learned how to position my tank when I'm passive scouting. So I'll put it back in fixed cam. E3 is not in the middle of the field like their IS-3A was, but he's kind of in that trench. And the Conqueror here, I consider taking the shot, but I see that the E3 is in front of a bush, meaning that he could spot me if I do so. I light up the Panzer when he fires, and he's getting shreked. And now I decide to move up. The Su-101 does not actually light me. That's pretty interesting. One thing I found about the 1390 is that it's got really tremendous camo. I try to fire at this E5. I try to light the E5, but everybody else is around him, so moot point. Patton's coming back. Don't have a line of sight. Not getting the spotting. But I do decide to start taking shots now. Pick up the kill, and now all that's left is a PTA and a 1390, both hiding in this corner. At least I think the PTA is over here, if I remember correctly. No, the PTA is behind me. Never mind. My mistake. I believe I actually did get the spotting on that guy, though, which is really nice. I pick up another shot of damage on him, and that's the game. I think I have the post-game results saved as a picture, so I'll probably do that next. But anyway, just a really good example of what passive scouting is useful for when you actually get a scout map. Unfortunately, I'm not really doing missions anymore. If I get them, I get them, but I'm not really grinding for them. So the bush here, hereabouts, I think it's actually that one right there. You can see the cursor. We were able to spot all the way through, probably max view range into their base, get the lights on that rock, which is really a camping haven. But yeah, just a really good passive scouting game. Anyway, I'll get those after battle reports. So here are the after battle reports. Before I started the game, I think I had about 92.5% mark of excellence progress, and because of all the scouting I did through all of these tanks, I managed to, and then another one down here that's the scroll bar's cutting off. Through all of those tanks I spotted, I managed to do quite a lot of spotting, as you're going to see. I picked up my patrol duty, first class mastery, And the next page is a very telling story that I was 5th to last on damage, but I beat our top XP player, who was, I believe, this guy here, 884 XP. I beat him by almost 400 because I did 10,500 spotting damage. This is by far the best passive scout game I've had. And really, the 1390 is a very good passive scout. The camo is really good. The size of the tank is small, so hiding in a bush is not difficult. And if I was running a premium account, I would have made quite a lot more money than I did. We were running battle payments at the time, so don't expect this much every game from the 1390. I didn't do much damage at all, but that's not really the point. Because of the help that I got from Fighter and Dan, plus the base campers and the team, we were able to pull off quite a lot of spotting damage, and then some regular damage at the end, maintaining all of my health until the end of the game. So that's kind of a good example of what you can do with the scout when you get the right match and the right map. I think personal missions regarding the scout tanks in particular are a bit too harsh because they're very map dependent and team dependent. Um, yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.